into a cross-legged posture, possibly placing a cushion underneath your seat if you're having any tightness in the hips or restrictions in the spine. Allow yourself to create a mudra with the hands like so, and rest the back of your hands on your knees. Allow your eyes to close. Push down into the legs, into your seat, and lean back, lifting the chin slightly with a upward gaze, slightly rolling the eyes back and inward towards the third eye. And begin to notice your breath. Deepen your inhales. Lengthen your exhales. Notice that the beginnings of your inhales come from the endings of your exhales, and vice versa, creating a continuous loop of something to focus on whenever the mind wanders. We will begin by drawing energy up through the body. There is a space between the anus and the genitals that is at the base of the front of the spine, where you have an ability to contract and draw in. It's like a slight lifting of the prostate. If it's hard to understand how to flex and lift this area, try squeezing the muscles that prevent you from leaving waste out of the anus and prevent you from releasing waste through the urinary tract. Squeeze those muscles and then see if you can find a space in between them that you can start to contract as well. Now try releasing the muscles that prevent you from urinating and prevent you from releasing waste through the anus. And see if you can still create a flexing there, a contracting there, while also lifting that area up. See if you can hold on to this space. And then begin to start drawing the navel in. It's going to feel as if the energy being pulled up from the base of the earth between your anus and genitals is now meeting behind your navel where you're drawing in. Start to pull the navel in and try to lift up higher than this space towards the back of the ribs, towards the inside of the front ribs. See if you can begin to lift this space up towards the chest, pulling the muscles at the top of your abdomen in, pulling upward through this space. There'll be some gentle down pressure through everywhere that touches the ground, and using this counteraction of energy to draw in and up from this place up into the heart. Try pulling the space behind the center of the ribs in front of the heart. Pulling the sternum in towards your spine. Begin trying to lift this space up towards the throat. See if you can pull this area into the throat. And then start to pull muscles in from the top of your clavicle bones. See if you can lift through this space up into the throat, towards the jaw, and then growing through the top of your head. This should start to begin a cycle of energy being drawn in from the earth and up between the eyes. While you're doing this, you're continuously trying to lengthen out your body. You're trying to get a little bit taller. Now imagine that there's energy, some sort of fluid, being pulled from the earth between your anus and genitals up through the area in front of your spine, behind your navel, behind the bottom of your ribs, behind the sternum, up into the throat, past the jaw, and into the mind. Start to notice this amplifies the feeling of breath moving through the nose into the brain between the eyebrows. And imagine that with each inhale, you're slowly contracting muscles from the base of the spine, slightly in front of the base of the spine. The muscles within the hips, the muscles behind the navel, behind the bottom of your ribs, pulling in and up. The belly is rising as if it's moving up into the heart space, trying to pull the sternum inward towards the spine, lifting the clavicle bones, pulling them in, up into the throat, and drawing energy up into the brain. And as you exhale, releasing this feeling. You're going to repeat this over and over, starting to feel as if there is a rising of energy drawn from the earth up into the mind, filling the mind, and then pouring back down into all these spaces that you pulled in and up, allowing them to relax. So it is an energetic pull, contraction, and lifting from the base of the spine up to the brain, creating sensation, awareness, and reactions within the brain, and then letting these all release so that the pineal gland, the third eye, after being activated, then releases signals throughout the rest of the body. Some of these points you may not be aware of just yet. Some of these points may not be fully able to be drawn in, but anywhere you feel that you can pull in and up through, continuously work with these spaces. Continuously imagine energy flowing from the base to the top of the head and then pouring down, a rinsing, a refreshing feeling pouring through the body over and over. To help out more with lifting between the anus and genitals, try contracting your legs. Try pushing down into the spaces that touch the earth. Try curling your toes and pressing them down towards the earth. You might notice areas towards the outsides of the hips activating. Pull these in. Lift the lowest part of the belly. Lift the highest part of the belly up into the chest. Allow the muscles in the throat to relax so that they continuously allow energy to rise. And then let it go. Over and over. Begin trying to contract these spaces more fiercely, pulling upward harder and harder. Taking bigger, deeper inhales as you do so, and then relaxing through a long, long, long exhale. Starting to notice the pattern of contraction, pulling in, sucking up to the brain, and letting go. This draws an energy into the pineal gland, activates it, and then allows it to fully wash out through the nervous system into every cell of the body. While doing the inhales, notice the flow of air moving through your nostrils into the same spaces in the brain that we're trying to pull muscle energy into. Filling up the space between the eyebrows. And as you're exhaling, letting everything release energetically in the body and the breath release through the nostrils. So there is an upward and inward motion through each inhale and a relaxing, releasing downward motion with each exhale. You may notice levels of fatigue coming up. A lot of these muscles have rarely been used. That's all right. Keep trying. With each attempt, even if they are small and minute, there will be a release following. There will be a relaxation afterward. This is drawing energy that has been stuck near the bottom of the spine upward, creating a strength pattern that will be remembered and enforced later on, and then relaxing the spaces all throughout these energies and areas, allowing for further growth and nice sensations in this moment. The exhale is the release of bliss, the release of refreshment throughout all cells of the body. Use this as your source of motivation and inspiration, and a cause for you to be willing to try to pull in and up again and again, bigger this time, more this time, bigger inhales. Try holding at the top, holding your breath, pulling energies higher. Noticing there may be a panicking situation happening as you hold. That's all right. That is even more strength happening. And then release. Let go of the panic. Let go of the muscles that contracted, causing the panic. And refreshment comes through. Enjoyment comes through. The cyclical pattern that quickly refreshes our energy for the day, for the week. We work hard now at this technique, and we enjoy each exhale, and afterwards we find incredible ease throughout the day. And the pattern of drawing in and up and releasing happens automatically as we go throughout our lives, so that stress has less of an ability to cling to us, so that hard work seems easier. So begin your hard work now, every inhale, and let it go as you exhale. Just like the pattern of life, there's hard work at some moments, and that hard work invites